morning, afternoon, whatever it is, evening even, wherever you are, welcome to the channel. If you're a returning subscriber, we really appreciate your support. If you're new, maybe stick around for a little bit. All right? Two things here that we're going to cover. The first one is don't ever let any blogger or person tell you how to live your life. Sure, you can get advice, but don't let them dictate it, and don't depend on one source of advice. Number two, $600 to $10,000. What's it really take to live in the Philippines? We're going to cover all of that. So, let's talk about it.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
All right. The first and most important thing here is to not let people tell you how you're going to live your life or how to live your life. And that's really important because nobody knows what it is that makes you happy more than you. Nobody knows what it is that is acceptable or unacceptable to you than you yourself. And really, nobody knows what you're willing to adapt or change. And moving to the Philippines requires some of all of that. There are people who live here in the Philippines, all right, on $600 a month. There really are. And they're happy. And the way that they live makes them happy. How they choose to live is up to them. Now, we personally have friends who live on budgets much more extreme than ours. We have a couple of friends that live on budgets of $10,000 a month or upwards of that. I'd say maybe between 8 and 10,000, because it kind of depends on travel and some other things. But with that being said, that's their life. They've worked for it. They're able to deal with it. They're able to do it. And that's how they choose to live their life. Is it a wise use of their future funds? Only they know that. Just like only you know that. Only you know. I mean, we're going to make an assumption, and man, I hate to do that. But the vast majority of our subscribers, all right, they're smart people. And they know how to control what they're doing. You don't have to live like anybody else, and you don't have to keep up with the Joneses or anything like that. What you have to do is live a way that's acceptable to you, that is fun to you. You don't live to, you can take all the risks you're willing to accept. That means you don't need to live near a major medical facility. You don't need to live somewhere where access to Western foods, and we're going to talk about that for a second in a minute. Access to Western lifestyle types of things are available. Maybe you live somewhere halfway in between. Maybe you live somewhere where it's not at all. All right. Look, we have a condo here in Angeles City, and it is for us a very westernized lifestyle. We also have a home that we built in Mindanao, and it's in the true province. And when I say true province, I mean there's no McDonald's. The closest McDonald's, Jollibee, decent pizza, all right, any fast foods, a major grocery store, all right, and even a quasi-decent medical facility is an hour away. That's the province where you regularly have brownouts, all right? And when I say regularly, I mean they happen. I mean where we live every Sunday, almost every Sunday, there's no electricity between like 6 a.m. and anywhere between 11 and 2 p.m. All right, sometimes even later. That happens routinely, scheduled brownouts. Water. Do you know something? If you're going to rely on city water in our province home, all right? Now, we have our own well. We put in a well. But if you're going to rely on city water, you're going to get a trickle, okay, for 4 hours a day. Maybe 8 if it's 4 in the morning, 4 in the evening. And if you're way down the line of that city water that's going out, your pressure, you may as well just go ahead and get the tabo, the bucket and everything, because it's not going to be enough to push a shower. So, or you could put in a water pressure pump as well, but that's beside the point. My point is that you could probably live where our home is in the province for under $1,000 a month. Now, would you live in a home like ours? Well, no, you wouldn't. We built our home to Western standards, but it doesn't have Western amenities by any way, shape, or means. We just got our first 7-Eleven about 8 months ago, okay? And there's only one in town. And it's not nearly as diversified as, say, a 7-Eleven is here. But we're digressing just a little bit. Living how you want to live. That's what's really important. Understanding and accepting that. So if you can accept risks, or you can mitigate those risks. So mitigation means that suppose you live somewhere in the middle. You're not in a big city, but you're near a big city, or you're in a large municipality, a place where there's 40, 50,000 people, where they have some Western amenities. That's great too, but you may not want any Western amenities. So you can live very basically like that. Here in Angeles City, a little bit different, all right? You can live a couple of miles from the heart of Angeles City, pretty cheap, all right? Depending on how you want to live. So you have access to everything. You can live as westernized as you want and can afford, all right? Or you can live like, let's call it traditional Filipino, except that's where I'm going to say there's a difference. We talk about living like a traditional. I want to move to the Philippines. I love the way a traditional Filipino lifestyle is. Well, traditional Filipino lifestyle is changing. It's evolving. It's just like everything else. Just like YouTube evolves, just like people evolve, everything is changing. Broadband internet. 7 years ago, your ability to get broadband internet at a decent, reliable uptime and speed, even in Angeles City, was hard. It was difficult. Even now, reliable broadband is not always consistent. Okay? Reliable internet coverage, cell phone coverage. You know something? In the province, we can go several hours every day where the local cell phone coverage is down. All right? It doesn't matter if you have Globe or Smart. It's just down. Nothing there. Again, it all depends upon you and what your needs are. Don't let people tell you you can't do something. Instead, come here and see what you can do. See what you would like to do. All right? The Philippines is rapidly changing, as contrary to what many people tell you. All right? If you look at Makati, BGC, parts of Cebu, IT Park, all right? That's not what so many people in the back of their minds claim is a traditional Filipino life. And I would argue maybe they're wrong. Maybe their thoughts are wrong. Not wrong, but misinterpreted. Okay? You see, for many Filipinos that are born and raised and lived in, say, BGC, guess what? That's their traditional life. That's the life that they know, and that's the life that they strive for. And for those that are born in the province, that may be the only life they know. But what we do see is we see people, we have no expats in the province. All of our neighbors, all of our everybody, and we have a lot of neighbors that are not relatives, okay? All of them are traditional Filipinos, okay? Born, raised, and some of them own small businesses, sari stores, barbecue joints, food stands, things like that, uke store. The list of the small businesses goes on and on. Bakeries, everything. That's their life. Fishermen, rice farmers. My wife's father is a fisherman and a rice farmer. And whatever odd jobs he can pick up on the side. He's a hardworking guy. All right? So, what's traditional kind of depends on what part. Now, granted, the Philippines is large and there's much more rural area than there is developed area by square mile, all right? And by population, okay? The vast majority of the population of the Philippines, a huge number of that population lives in developed cities. And those cities keep getting more and more. I just saw an article, for instance. There are two big developers that are well known. There are several, many, but two of the biggest, Ayala Land, all right, and SM. If you don't think change is happening, these are publicly traded companies. You can buy stock in them. They are literally on a building spree. Ayala is actually going to be renovating. Drastic renovation is the words they use. 4 malls in the Manila, the NCR, the National, I forget what it stands for anymore, National Capital Region area. All right. SM is just on a building spree. They're going to put up 4 more malls, not renovate, but 4 more. They see the growth. They see the change. They see the evolution. These are smart guys, all right? And then there are others besides them. But those are 2 that you could Google and you can see. There was a big article on both of them just yesterday. My point is that no matter where you go, no matter how you choose, don't let YouTubers tell you, excuse me, don't let anybody tell you how to live your life, what you can and cannot do. They can certainly tell you, like us, this is the way I live. This is the way my wife and I live. This is how we choose to live 90% of the time. 10% of the time, we're in the province with family, all right? Where meals are all Filipino meals, 90%, all right? Where family time is just hanging out, where things are just what it is, where you get and accept the brownouts, where you accept the water pressure, except we put in a well, all right? With all of that being said, people that are telling you how to live your life, just take it as advice. Just take it as one data point in what your decision may be. Okay? There are advantages and disadvantages to everything. Be where you want to be. Do it the way you want to do it. All right? That's the best thing that we can tell you. Hey, look, if you like the information we put out, the best way you can help support this channel is to subscribe and hit that thumbs up. And we would appreciate it if you did. Otherwise, we want you to have a great day. Thanks so much. Be good.